On a crisp autumn morning in 2023, Emily Carter cradled her 3-week-old son, Liam, as she boarded a flight from Seattle to Denver. The soft gray blanket her mother had woven enveloped the sleeping infant, marking their first journey together to visit Emily's husband's family. Her husband, Captain James Carter, a seasoned pilot with Horizon Airlines, was already in Denver, preparing for an international flight. For Emily, this trip was more than a family visit. It was a milestone, her first adventure with Liam. Settling into her window seat in row 14, she gazed out, picturing James in a cockpit somewhere above, guiding a plane through the clouds. The cabin buzzed with passengers' families, business travelers, retirees until Barbara "Barb" Wilson stormed down the aisle. A 55-year-old real estate mogul from Boulder, Barb radiated entitlement, her sleek brunette bob and designer coat screaming wealth. Her husband, Tom, trailed behind, his face a mask of resignation. Barb's eyes zeroed in on Liam, asleep in Emily's arms. "Great," she sneered, loud enough for nearby rows to hear. "A baby. Just what I needed on my flight." Emily's stomach nodded, but she stayed calm, stroking Liam's tiny head. He hadn't made a sound. "How old is he?" Barb demanded, her smile as cold as her tone. 3 weeks, Emily whispered, hoping to avoid scene. Barb's reaction was theatrical, her voice rising. 3 weeks? You brought a newborn on a plane? That's beyond selfish. Emily's cheeks flushed. "My doctor said it's fine. We're visiting family." Barb scoffed. "That baby's going to scream for 3 hours, ruining everyone's flight." Passengers glanced over, some sympathetic, others annoyed by Barb's outburst. "He's sleeping," Emily said, her voice trembling. "He's been quiet the whole time." Barb waved her off. "They're quiet until they're not. I've raised kids. I know how this goes." Whimpers, then full-on wailing. Her complaints grew louder, drawing more stares. An older man, retired Navy officer Henry Brooks, leaned forward. "Ma'am, the baby's silent. Give her a chance." Barb spun on him. "Are you paying for my flight if that kid ruins it?" Flight attendant Laura stepped in, her calm professionalism cutting through the tension. "Is everything okay?" Barb pounced. "This woman's newborn is a disruption. Move her to the back or get her off the plane." Laura glanced at Emily. "Is the baby causing any issues?" Emily shook her head. "He's been asleep." Henry backed her up. "The baby's fine. She's the one causing a scene." Barb's face reddened. "This is discrimination. I'm a platinum member. I want your supervisor." Supervisor Karen arrived, and Barb unleashed her demands with venom. "That baby's a health hazard. Remove them, or I'll sue this airline and blast you online." Karen assessed the situation, noting Liam's peaceful slumber. "Ma'am, there's no issue here." Barb's voice hit a fever pitch. "That mother's too young to know what she's doing. Her kid's going to ruin everything." Emily, 28 and meticulously prepared for motherhood, felt tears sting her eyes. "I just want to see my husband's family," she whispered. Barb's tirade continued, her status as a frequent flyer and connections to Denver's elite thrown like weapons. Karen hesitated, torn between policy and Barb's threats. Finally, she said, "Ma'am, I'll speak to the captain." Barb smirked at Emily. "Pack your bags, dear. Actions have consequences." Emily felt utterly alone, clutching Liam as passengers watched in silence. Captain Michael Evans, a veteran pilot, emerged from the cockpit. Barb repeated her demands, citing her influence. Michael, pressured by her threats, made a gut-wrenching call. "I'm sorry," he told Emily, avoiding her gaze. "You'll need to take the next flight." Henry stood, outraged. "This is discrimination." But Michael's decision was final. Emily gathered her things, tears streaming as she walked the aisle, Liam still silent. Barb crowed. "See? I saved everyone from hours of crying." At the gate, Emily faced a 7-hour wait. Exhausted, she texted James, unable to voice the humiliation. "Flight delayed. Love you." On the plane, passengers sat in uneasy silence, Barb basking in her victory. Henry, heading to meet his grandchild, whispered to his wife, "That was wrong." In the cockpit, Michael and co-pilot Ryan realized their error. "Her name's Emily Carter," Ryan said, checking the manifest. "James Carter's flying Denver to London tonight." Howard Donathy removed a pilot's family. Hours later, Emily landed in Denver, where James awaited, beaming until her tears revealed the truth. Furious, he called his supervisor, demanding answers. The next day, in a tense meeting, Michael admitted his mistake. "I let her threats sway me," he said. The airline offered compensation, a formal apology, and banned Barb after reviewing her history of complaints. Her husband, Tom, had even requested consequences, ashamed of her cruelty. They offered Emily a role as a passenger experience consultant, which she accepted, determined to protect other families. 2 years later, Emily led training sessions, using her story to teach empathy and fairness. Michael, now chief of operations, made her case a cornerstone of mandatory training. At a 2033 FAA ceremony, Emily, now a passenger rights advocate, reflected on her journey. Liam, 10, an aspiring pilot, watched proudly. "Cruelty can spark change," she said, noting even Barb's redemption through volunteer work. "We choose whether pain destroys or transforms us." What would you have done in Emily's shoes? Was the airline's response enough? Or should Barb have faced harsher consequences? Should airlines prioritize families or frequent flyers? Comment below, like, and subscribe for more stories.